took them a half an hour to get him out of the car. In the meantime, I'm at home. I finally got to sleep because I'm a worrywart hover mother, you know. Finally got to sleep, and I get that phone call that every parent dreads. The first phone call was from Miguel. He says, "Mom," he says, I go, "What?" "Yeah, Mario's been in a terrible crash." "What? Did he wreck that car? He hasn't even paid for it yet." "Mom, you don't understand. He's hurt real bad." "What are you talking about?" "Here, police." "Mrs. Sharmer, this is the police. Your son has been in a terrible crash. We don't know where we're taking him yet. He has a heartbeat." What does that mean, don't know where we're taking him yet? Well, we had done first responder training, my husband and I, for search and rescue. We knew that that meant morgue or hospital. Well, Miguel got shortly. They told us, do not come down to the scene. Miguel got home, and he said, "Mom, do you want to go by the crash on the way to the hospital?" Yes, Mario was taken to the hospital. And I made the big mistake. I said, "Yes, we'll go." We drove by, and I saw that truck, and I immediately went to fear. Oh, my God, my son's going to die. But then, because of my belief system and my training from my past, I thought, okay, it's all right. So I started praying, please, God, let him live, let him live. Please, God, let him live, all the way to the hospital. We got to the hospital, and there were police officers hovering around, and they were waiting for the blood alcohol results. And the doctor came out and said, "We're really amazed. He doesn't have too much external injury, but we don't know how much brain injury he has sustained. We will be taking x-rays. You can come in to see him shortly." So I went from my son's dead to, oh, he'll be just fine. So we went into the hospital, and this is what we saw. I thought he was beautiful. I thought, oh, he looks okay. He's all wired up, and he had a broken femur, but he'll be all right. The doctors told us we had 72 hours of a wait time to see how extensive his brain swelling was. Have you ever had a broken arm or leg or twisted an ankle? How many of you had an injury? Okay, well, when you have an injury, you know that you up. That's why you put ice on it. The problem is with the brain, there's nowhere for the swelling to go because you have that skull. So if your brain swells too much, you get more brain damage or you die. Now, Mario did not have pooling in one area of the brain, so they did not take his skull off, which they do today. They'll take your skull completely off. But they put him in an induced coma. They gave him poison arrow frog serum. I'm a teacher. I'm always asking, what kind of drugs is this? Poison arrow drug serum. And they put him as close to death as they could without killing him so his brain could relax. He was in ICU. They told us we could go in and see Mario for 10 minutes. So I would go in, and I would hold his hand, and I would send him love. Because I believe in the power of love. And Mario said he felt the love. He doesn't remember hearing things, but he felt the love. And you know what happened? His brain pressures would go down. His heart rate would go down when I visited. So after a while, my 10-minute visits went up to 20, 30, 2 hours. When Mario was in the hospital, he had brain stem injury, which controls your heart rate, body temperature, balance, speech. His heart would race so fast, he almost died many times. It would be like this, like a jogger, but for hours and hours and days. He would be sweating. Sometimes he had fevers as high as 100. They would call us. They would be very concerned that he would pass. When I would go in, one of the things I did, besides holding his hand, is I played my drum, because this is the heartbeat of Mother Earth, Native Americans believe, and I had studied Native American spirituality. So I would go in and sing to him and go like this. his heart rate would come down. That's a miracle. The drugs couldn't get his heart